Government Board of Commissioners meeting to order. If you would you do the invocation and pledge? Please?
Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight, Lord Jesus, to ask you for your guidance, Lord, and bless us with knowledge, Lord Jesus. Lord, we just pray that you'll help us make the wise decisions for this county, dear Heavenly Father. Lord, we just pray that you'll be with us, guide us, and protect us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we need to approve the agenda, but we need to add the resolutions.
Yes, there's two resolutions me and Olivia have been putting together, all the resolutions that she had. We had one already in place, but then after the fact, we come back with the resolution 01 and 02. And then also the software package she wants to talk to y'all about tonight.
All right, so I need a motion to add those to the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Then we need to approve the agenda, it's all right now? You need to approve it?
No,
It's all right?
you approve that, so yeah, I mean, you can if you want to, but it's
All right,
approved.
I say we go ahead with it, everybody's okay. All right. Need to approve the minutes if everybody's had time to look at them.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Financial reports. Everything looks to be in order. I need a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second,
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Miss Dana, would you like to go ahead?
Thank you for having us tonight. I'm Dana Glass. I'm the Executive Director for Aspire Behavioral Health and Developmental Disability Services. And I have our Chief Operations Officer, Daniel Flurin, with me tonight. Appreciate your time. Some of you may be aware that a few weeks ago we were notified by Miller County Hospital Authority that we could no longer operate out of the office that we've been using there since 2019. We have a house that's behind the hospital that we've operated out of. That poses quite an operational challenge for us. We are pretty embedded in the community. We served over 200 people in the last fiscal year, 220 to be exact, and provided 5,594 services. So we are critical function in your community. We also have provided a continuum of care in the community. So we've provided crisis stabilization, temporary observation, addictive disease support, high intensity supports for individuals with serious and persistent mental illness, case management, nursing services, medication services. It's a whole gamut. I put together kind of a summary sheet for you all to be able to just look at in a quick glance. I'll just hand you the stack and let you look at that. So, we have communicated with the hospital. Our relocation process is not simple. It's extremely complex, and it's complex from the state network perspective. So we have multiple accrediting bodies, and these accreditation, site visits, licensures it's sequential and interrelated. So like you can't go to the next step till the first one does it. So on average, it takes 6 to 12 months, and that's not us trying to slow down the process. That's just when you're accredited by about 5 different organizations, it just takes time to get your building approved and your service location approved. And so what we don't want to do based on our impact is we don't want to have service interruption. So we did request, I sent an official request to the CEO, the CFO, and the Director of Supply Chain to reconsider the hard date that they gave us, which is June 23rd. If we stick with that date, we will most certainly have some service interruption in the community. We will figure out a plan to do what we can. But just trying to come and seek your support and guidance, because you guys would be a vital partnership for us. You supported us financially, annually, but also you've provided space for us in the past. So we thought maybe you might have a vacant place that we could come in and, get redone and ready to inhabit and operate. So respectfully requesting your consideration.
So I know, I don't know if everybody's aware, but I'm aware, and I know me and Doug have talked, and so if y'all wanna get together, we can, we do have some, I'm sure they would need some work, so.
That's okay. That's why this guy's here. This is my guy. He gets all of our spaces ready, and he's familiar with like all of our code and all of the ADA standards, everything that it takes. For us, we are really embedded in the community and have had really good partnerships, especially with the school system. And we think we're on the cusp of really being able to provide a lot of additional services. So it'd be a great time to expand our space. The house was great. We appreciated that partnership and that availability, but we would love to have space that would allow us to run some groups, provide maybe some peer support, those types of things that would, further improve the recovery
What size are you
pathways.
looking for?
Well, first, let me say that beggars can't be choosers. So, it does have to be ADA compliant. We have a nurse practitioner, a psychiatric nurse practitioner that works down here, a LPN, a clerk, and several licensed clinicians that rotate in and out, as well as our community support team, which works with high risk, high need individuals with serious and persistent mental illness in and out of hospitals, homeless, jail, that kind of thing. A lot of their work is community based, but they do need a landing space.
I know the building that we're in now, is approximately 1,000 square feet.
How many offices?
Give or take. I think especially as a 3-bedroom house with,
The dining room space we
dining room has
converted
kinda been
into like a
converted.
multi-purpose, and then we have like the kitchen area kind of operates as our intake area for our clerk to do the administrative
that-
pieces.
that's pretty tight quarters for what we're trying to do
Right,
there.
right.
So anything of that size, larger, of course, be appreciated, but,
When do y'all wanna get together and us look and talk?
I had planned to be out here Wednesday anyway. I don't know if there's any time that
Yeah,
y'all might be available. I generally start my day out in Early County, but I can start here or wherever. I'm at your disposal.
You let me know, you
Okay.
got my email,
Mhm.
so just email me a time and we'll make sure of that.
Okay, that'd be great. We appreciate it.
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
Mhm. Old business. HB 581 informational website.
Yeah, so the website is up and running. I'm fixing to start advertising. I have been advertising the floshed kind of banners on the website, on the Facebook, but it is ready to go. I'm gonna get with Corey about adding it. I still have not heard back from Gerald about the June date. I don't think that's gonna happen, so I think we're gonna have to shoot for the November election because the June one would have been on the special election, and there's a law against putting like questions on that. They were trying to get it done away in the legislation this year, but it didn't pass apparently because Mr. Gerald hadn't talked to me. So we're looking at November. We're gonna start pushing out the website pretty heavy with QR codes and all that, so everybody will be able to see it.
Any
If
questions?
anybody's got questions, you can just tell them, hey,
Were there going to be any, public forums to get together to just, where people can ask questions, or just gonna be on?
well, we probably need to talk about that and come up with some type of an educational, it's already passed, so there's we can't get out of it. So we do need to kind of maybe have that and then kind of steer towards the website. Because everything that we would meet about is actually what we would answer is on the website. But we can, y'all just need to let me know what days are good for y'all, and then I can get with the city, and then we can do that again.
I know lots of the folks out around us was wanting to come and sit at a meeting and hear
Yeah.
to explain, that some of the older people aren't really
Yeah.
tech savvy.
Well, see, we can also have it here and have it pulled up on the TV there, and then kind of go over that way.
Can you get us up some dates maybe?
Yeah.
And
I'll get with Corey on that, and we'll do that.
All right, the Jernigan Road.
So I did the research on it, and I put it in your packet. So basically, the steps that we would need to go ahead and send all the landowners a notice of intent to close. And then you see like number 2, we would need to put signs on the section that we were gonna close towards, was it 3 Notch?
Mhm.
And then coming off that dirt road. And then we do have to run an ad, at least a public meeting for 2 weeks in the newspaper, have the public meeting, You know, if nobody shows up, at the next regular commissioners meeting, we would go ahead and vote to do that.
And this is a county road?
Yes, ma'am. Andy, you wanna tell her about that road, Miss Christine wasn't here.
It's basically a little road, it's just a little cut, around road, but it went through, right through somebody's homestead, basically. When I started, there was three houses there, and it went down to two. But, it basically just went through their yard. And, they want to close the section coming in there where people don't go right through their yard.
And you hadn't been maintaining that section, right?
No, we've never done it since I did. We went through there one time with the motor grader, and they come to the county commissioners and they said, leave it.
There's only
And it
two
is
people that
really-
live on the road,
No,
Miss
well,
Christine.
yeah, like somebody, but I don't think they wanna close the part where
No.
that one house is.
There's only two people that live on the entire dirt road, and it's probably, is it 2 miles long, Keith?
Maybe,
Yeah.
probably not.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna, looks like about a mile of it they're gonna
Yeah,
cut out in between the houses.
Mhm.
So they would be able to access it from this side, and then they would cut off in the middle of it. Does that make sense?
And so how they gonna,
So one comes from Three Notch and one comes from Newberry Chambers?
Yeah.
Grady Cobb,
Yeah,
okay,
Grady Cobb.
Yeah.
Grady
Cobb,
Cobb,
Grady
and
Cobb.
one comes.
and they just gonna cut out the middle part?
Newberry
Yeah,
Chambers.
so they can come from this
Cause you
way.
know how I am about them
Well,
road
to
closings.
leaving the other sides open would be so the farmers that don't own the land would be able to get to their land.
Right.
Okay,
But other than that, I don't think, not many.
What's
He even
the
said that-
other guy's name? Maurice? What's his name?
Which one?
The other guy that lives in the other house.
Willie somebody.
Willie.
and they all want it?
I think so. I think, yeah.
It's, the
Yeah,
part
I
gonna
haven't-
close out, what, half a mile, maybe,
Yeah.
probably in a quarter mile.
Yeah, probably in a quarter mile.
Yeah, it's a little tiny, of course, it's gonna make two dead end roads is the only thing that,
That's
you
on
know,
the, yeah, that's on the
you have
bad
a big
part.
dead end coming from this way and dead end coming from the other way. But then they can get to the fields, but then, you know, it dead ends in their yard, basically. 'Cause I farmed right there at it, and our guys didn't pay attention, said, don't never go that way now, 'cause you don't wanna go. And they went that way, and it's
Through the yard?
closed in, there's.
You can't get big
two
equipment
ruts,
down there.
And it's,
Yeah.
you
No.
know.
So both homeowners are aware?
Yeah.
But we would still have to
What the
put
guy
the
said
sign
last
out.
week, we gotta,
Yeah, I hadn't talked to Willie, but, I
gotta
talked to the other
advertise, so.
side.
And there's no heavy traffic that goes
No.
through?
No.
No.
I think he said the mailman was the only one and some kids on the side by side comes through.
Okay.
that road's the boundary between me and Layton, that Jernigan.
Jernigan Road. I've been down it twice in my life.
Okay.
So if y'all want to, we need to try to do it before the next commissioners meeting. That way we can go ahead and, we got probably a short time. We got a month, so I can go ahead and run the ad, get the signs put up, and then have it, maybe 2 weeks. And then we can advertise it for the week before the commissioners meeting, and we can do all that then.
What kind of sign do we need, Doug?
It just basically,
Dead end signs, I
it just
know that.
basically telling the public, this road is potentially to be closed, you know.
It's just something we can kind of print up and put
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
we
It
take,
would need to be like weatherproof, yeah.
just let me know, we'll take care of that.
So if y'all wanna do that, I mean, you don't need to vote, we can go ahead and do the steps and then get
Alright.
to the public meeting.
All right.
Okay.
And I'll send that out to y'all.
All right, let's move on to the new business. The sheriff's office, you have something, Sheriff?
Yes, I sent Doug over, also, we were awarded a technology, as a reimbursement grant through the Georgia Chiefs Association for $26,639 for in-car computer systems. I reached out to Eagle Advantage, who already handles our software at the sheriff's office. They also, do in-car systems as well, and got a quote up for them, for the pool, for what I would need for patrol. And then pretty much what this would do would make the deputies essentially 100% mobile. We're still the only county around that has to come back to the sheriff's office to do an incident report, or take an arrest warrant, or anything really other than just picking up civil papers and going back out. doing these in-car systems, and we would eventually be able to tie it in with Whitney and them at 911 with the CAD system as well. And it just makes it where they ain't got to come to the office if they're down, you know, at the Seminole County line and, you know, need to do an incident report real quick. Just save them having to drive all the way back here, do it, and then, you know, if something else comes out on the south end of the county, they gotta drive all the way back out there. It would just make it where they'd be, you know, I guess, you know, they'd be able to handle it there on scene. But the total amount, so there's a software fee, and then the actual technology, the equipment part is altogether 55,090.74. And the way that the grant works, we would essentially have to pay that all up front, and then there's a 3 to 7 day period to where then GCAP will reimburse us the 26,000. So we'll be on the hook for, you know, a little under half of it. But I think we'll also be able to do e-ticketing as well. You know, not that it's a main priority of ours, but I think we'll be able to recoup that money fairly quickly, as far as, you know, the rate that we're going now with issuing citations as well.
Any questions?
What would be the next step to tie into Whitney at 911, and what would that
Pretty much
consist of?
Eagle getting a hold of who y'all and
We
y'all,
have Lizzie right now, but that's in question.
I'm
Whoever, if we change, I can let them know what you got and see, make sure it can tie in if that's what you want. We'll make sure it works.
Eagle said that whoever it is that our 911 system uses, their IT folks just have to get with their IT folks. And she said that they'll be able to merge. She said that, Eagle handles just about half of the sheriff's offices in the state. And there's, you know, plenty of other 911 systems that they're able to intermingle with. They said it wouldn't be no issue.
Mhm.
And naturally, there'll be an additional, we already pay them for our software at the sheriff's office, and I think, the annual support for 7 of them would be an additional $3,000 on top of what we already pay them yearly, just for the office software and the jail software.
That'd be yearly,
Yes,
3,000 plus yearly.
Percent.
yes, an additional.
Mhm.
I think right now we're just under $10,000 for the front half and the jail portion. And then this would be adding, you know, the additional 3,000.
Any other questions? Need a motion to,
Well, yeah, but we need to, in the motion, say what we're gonna do. They don't have enough built up in SPOS, so we'll just have to pay the whole 50, whatever it is out of general fund, put the half back in
when they get it.
when we get it, and then when we sell these
The
surplus
next
vehicles,
thing is we're surplusing the vehicles, and that's gonna bring enough to.
and then put that back in.
Okay.
To cover it.
And then you're gonna write some tickets.
Well, just
See?
stop anybody.
What do you see?
I can tell you that Josh has told me that, dude, when we did away with state court, that they've already, almost tripled all the previous state courts.
He told me, and I can't remember the
So, I mean,
numbers.
it's probably the best move we've ever done.
And by no means are they out just being, you know, traffic Nazis. I mean,
Right,
it's folks running 85 and above. It's not petty stuff.
Right.
I don't know what y'all thinking that we out here writing folks crack windshield tickets because we're not. And it's-
right.
Against the law.
It is against the law, but there's some of our vehicles that got cracks in the windshield and, you know.
Alright, so I need a motion to adopt that, and we'll pay for it out of general fund, the difference,
And reimbursement.
and then reimbursement. All right.
I'll make the motion.
Second,
I second.
all in favor? Aye. All right, go to the surplus.
So the surplus list, I got with the sheriff, and then the 3 vehicles that we've got under the Board of Commissioners, that is the old Explorer that's from 2001. The Blazer that we, at the courthouse, I talked to Libby, and they're not using that vehicle, so I mean, there's no sense in us keeping it. And then the Edge that the EMS used to have, it's just parked over here, so then the sheriff had got with all these and, feels that he can go ahead and surplus them now that he's got the other Explorers.
We just need to take the
Yeah.
striping off, it won't be immediate, but we gotta take the time and, my detail man, take the inmates out there and take the logos off.
So you just need a motion to surplus these vehicles on this list? Need a motion to surplus vehicles on this list?
Make a motion.
Second,
A second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right. You gonna do the bids for the command trailer?
You can go ahead and do that, and I'll talk about the P-25 after that. So there was two bids, one coming on the second, and one coming on the fourth.
This is for the mobile command unit, Miss Christine. You didn't want it, did you?
You may want to run now. I got it on the road.
Put it over first.
All right. You may read them as I get them?
Yeah.
This is from Berrien County EMA 911. Their bid is $5,010. Check it, make sure I read it right. I ain't got my glasses now.
I might put it in minutes anyway.
Did I read it right?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is Jim Henry. He bid $2,501, no cents. Did I read that right? Did I read it right? Make sure I got it right.
100%.
100%. So one's twice as much as the other. You wanna go with the higher one, correct?
Go for the higher one.
Don't you?
They're paying us, Miss Christine.
Oh, I was saying.
Yeah, they paying up.
I
They
was
paying
saying,
up.
what?
Yeah, they paying up, yeah.
Going backwards.
That's a look backwards.
So I just need a motion to accept the bid, whichever bid y'all make a motion to accept.
I make a motion.
You wanna accept the higher one or the low one?
We're gonna have the high one.
You want the
They
high one?
paying us.
You sure? You sure?
Uh,
All right, I got a motion to accept the Berrien County bid of $5,010, I think what it was.
Yes, for the second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You want them back? You wanna do the, P-25 system?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. So we've been going on with this for about, I don't know, 2 years now? It was appropriations fund from Congressman Bishop that they put through USDA. I've got all the paperwork from the regional commission showing that, where they worked with the USDA, where they've all paperwork signed. Now it's up to us to go out and seek temporary funding, because it's also a reimbursement grant for 1.2 million. So I would need the authority to go and just talk to the banks and see which one can give us the best rate, which, like I said, I don't know how long when the money's ready, and they said they're ready to buy the Buy American, Build American letter of certification is cleared, so we're at the last stage now of that. I'm supposed to meet this week with Baker County in reference to another, issue with 911, but they're also in the grant, so they're gonna also seek the funding. I think they got the same amount we did. So that's all it is. It's just, I included everything where you can read the letters from the USDA and the regional commission, because we're the recipient of the money, but we're not the recipient of the grant. That goes from the regional commission, who in turn awarded us, Baker County and Colquitt County, the money. So we just have to put the money up front, and then we just have to pay it back. And then we'll get our reimbursement.
So we just need a motion to obtain
To go and seek
financing.
yes.
All right, so I need a motion to seek financing for the P-25 system until it can be reimbursed.
Yes. Now, what I will do is I'll still come back to you and say, okay, well.
But it's kind of one of them deals where when we pay it
You're gonna have interest.
It depends
how
on how
much, I
quick
mean,
they
like, it's
can-
pretty quick though,
That
ain't it?
turnaround, yeah.
I
On
mean,
1.2 million, I mean, you know, if they're, you know, I don't know how quick it'll be, but you'll have some interest.
I mean, I can stay on them,
a
but
month or something like that?
that's the holdup that I've been getting. They don't know how quick it can be, and that's the only thing. So I just want to go ahead and seek the funding.
But we can make it pretty quick though, couldn't we?
Well, you probably could, but like I say, we're not,
I mean, as soon as he gets the money.
Right.
well, I'm not gonna go ahead and get the money
Well, we're
yet.
gonna
I'm just
pull
wanna
the
get,
money
I wanna be
until
able
we-
to talk to the banks
Oh,
to
we
be able
will.
to
Then you
see
can
who
pull
got
the
the best
interest,
rates, and
yeah.
then come back to
But
y'all.
once we pay them, we don't know how long before they reimburse us, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's, I can't get that
So
out
I
of
was just gonna let y'all know there would be interest, I mean. it
But
wouldn't be
very,
just
very minimum though, I mean.
1.2 million. I mean.
Well, I may,
4 months, maybe.
I mean, I could stay on the commission, I could stay on the regional commission for that.
Alright, so I need a motion to seek financing for the P25 system.
I'll make a motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Alright. Alright, you tax commissioner?
I was just making sure.
Okay.
Our property vendor is going out of business, in June, so we have to change vendors. It was originally signed by the commissioners to go with VCS. I'm asking that we go with Assurance instead because the surrounding counties, most of the surrounding counties, that's the software they're going with. If I ever had an issue, I'd want to go, to somewhere close by to view that. I've been through both demos for VCS and Assurance. To me, Assurance is more user-friendly. It integrates a lot more. If we go with the option to be able to integrate the credit card processing, it'll be knocked down from a $15,000 cost to a $12,000 cost. Now, there's some monthly maintenance with that. I mean, any software company you go with now is gonna have a high maintenance, but it's $1,000 a month.
So you need a motion to
Yes,
go with Assurance.
yes.
Alright, so I need a motion to enter into a contract with Assurance.
Make a motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye. Alright,
And then the next thing that you've got, the two were on the add-ons, but Livy was telling me that she has to have a resolution to waive penalties and fees, and I'll let her kind of talk about that.
Okay, I'll just give an example. I pulled one, from our current vendor for property. And this is from 2015 and 2016. Okay, 2015, I'll just give you the base amount for ad valorem tax is $809.09. They've already paid $985. The interest, what their balance due is $882. The interest for that is $630. I want to have the ability to either cut some of the interest or do away with, we need to get this off the books. They still got 2016 due, but we have to pay 2015 first. Now, the reason why we're not paying current on this property under this particular name is because it's been transferred into somebody else's name. But I want to be able to make those kind of decisions. And also, we've been kind of doing that to begin with because we have different mortgage companies and places like that that are sending their payments in, and it depends on what the date is postmarked. So if it comes in after the due date, obviously there might be a penalty, but we need to be able to waive that penalty considering the postmark. So that's what we've been doing to begin with. So I make a motion to be able to waive penalties and fees or our interest.
that's what these resolutions are saying,
Yes.
so if I don't read all of them.
Well, one of them, so
Which is what?
one is what Levy's talking about, to go ahead and give her the authority to waive the,
Is that the first one, that
yes, and then the
2504?
second one, it basically basically they're all the same kind of worded, but one of them is if some of the errors on our end, like if we caused the error, she needs to have the authority to go ahead and waive that as well.
Well, I agree if it's on our end to waive the penalties, but to start waiving penalties because the
Well, I think
people are not.
she's gonna be
Yeah,
the
it's
final.
not you waiving them, it's just giving her the
I
authority
mean,
to read
She's
them.
gonna be the
Even
final
so-
authority of she thinks that they, does that make sense? Like if the,
But if they're not, if they don't go pay on time,
well,
why?
she's talking about
why
like
you
if
need
a
to-
bank, if it got lost in the mail and it didn't get there on time, is that
That's part of it.
part of it?
But not waiving a penalty because it wasn't paid on time on their part.
No, not altogether. I will say this, okay. Like I was saying, the base amount for this ad valorem tax was $809.09. They have paid $985 and they are continually paying on this. But the interest for the balance due is $882. $630 of that is interest.
Okay, and it's there because they didn't pay it on time
And
originally.
it's still staying there, and you got 2016 that's accruing interest too.
Do you have the figures on
Right now,
16?
2016, the interest on that is $499, and the balance due is $1486.
I'm sort of with Miss Christine on that. If it's the taxpayer's fault, I understand about the postmark. I completely 100% agree. But if it's,
On
I
our,
mean, sometimes mail takes over a week to get from my house to Talbot. I mean, it's pathetic. But if it's on them that they didn't do it, I don't.
And I don't know.
and then this
the
is just
ins
gonna
and
cause
outs
a
of
tidal
this.
wave.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. If you
This is gonna cause I mean, everybody, I mean, somebody can walk up and say, well, I didn't have it to pay on Friday and here's Monday and I gotta pay interest. I don't wanna pay it then. Let's waive it. I mean, that's just gonna open up a can of worms we don't want. You know what I'm saying? Yes, if it's on our part, okay, yeah.
You wanna
But-
give us a little time to,
Sure.
Read
In another
over this and-
instance, too, I mean, I'm not saying that it's on the tax assessor part, but there are errors and things with some of the assessments and all that too that have caused a ripple effect. So I have to take that into consideration too.
Error is fine.
Yeah, anything.
Error is a fine, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's 100%. But just to waive it because they didn't pay it on time and you're gonna waive their interest, that's just gonna open up a can of worms I don't wanna be a part of. Personally.
we'll do a little research, we'll read over this, and if we have any more questions, we'll be glad to ask you. All right?
The second one for me, if it's on our end, I'm 100% fine with saying if it's our fault that we made a mistake and I'm hunky dory with that right there, but I think the first one might need some more thought
Absolutely.
about it,
So that will be resolution .2.
That's the second one. So you wanna go ahead and do the first one then?
Now, I say the first one is the one where we're going to, if I'm understanding it correctly, you should correct me, that we're going to waive the penalties and interest. I'm saying not on that, I'm saying on the second one,
Right.
where if it's our fault, I'm saying, let's do that.
Absolutely.
So .0 is that one. Then we got .1 basically is giving the tax commissioner the authority to approve or disapprove claims for a refund. So if somebody come in and asked for a refund, that would give her the authority to look it over. And if she found that there was no reason for a refund, she didn't have to give them a refund. So that's .1. So there's 3 different resolutions.
But
And I
we'll look
think-
over them and
And I
we'll,
think that most of the counties have these resolutions. We just, with the new tax commissioner in place, we just hadn't set them, so.
we'll let you know something very soon. How quick you need to know something? Pretty quick?
On this, no.
Okay,
I mean, this is since 2015.
okay, all right. The letter to Midnight Rider.
So, this was, Mr. Mullis's company where he was our, consultant. I guess you'd call him a consultant on economic development. He has, his contract's coming up for auto renewal July the first, and, the city, and we've kind of talked on this, that, we're just not gonna, we don't feel we need to renew his contract now, so we just wanted to go ahead and send him a letter in advance stating that we're not gonna renew it. The city was basically gonna we would send both letters in a certified, that way he would know. So you just need to make a motion to let Layden sign the letter.
You need a motion to sign the letter? Need a motion to sign the letter.
May I make a motion?
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye. Fueling center report?
It's in your packet, it's down from a little, from what it normally is, but I mean, we hadn't had any issues. I think the road department's gonna start getting ramped up on cutting grass and all, so that's gonna pretty much increase it, but other than that, we don't have any issues with it.
Department reports?
Whitney, did you had anything you want to talk about? All right, did you want to kind of tell them, well, we told them about the issue of resilience and Easy 911.
Yeah, that's been fine, and then I've got, several demos this week for different cabs like you asked me to get, and we'll go from there.
I do have, Debbie's not here tonight, but I do have, some information on that mobile command. Me and Jeff kind of met with the city manager today, before we had that other meeting. We got told that they wasn't gonna pay anything on that command center, but they would work out, you know, like moving our fiber, which we've gotta move our fiber where Subway's coming. That pole's gotta go down, so we're gonna have to move our fiber to another pole. But they said they would help out doing work that way, that they just didn't have the SPOS money. They'd committed to, I think, what was it, Jeff, 2 grants and 2 fire trucks?
Yes, sir.
And then, the police department didn't have any SPOS money, but they said they would work it out and trade with the county for certain services, like internet services and stuff like that. Chatham? You know, a county employee. That's what they said they would work out with us if we went and did that. The total come in at like 48,000. That's what we hadn't changed right on that. So if y'all did want to proceed on the mobile command, I would need a authorization to send the guy a letter. Does he want a check or is he want a letter? And 25,000 down payment to move forward.
All right, I need a motion.
And that money is coming from where?
We're taking out the different, emergency services SPOS for the county.
That's what was talked about. I thought you knew. You wanted,
Well, that's
So
what we were
it's
thinking.
coming from where?
That's what we were thinking.
well,
We were gonna have
so
more of it.
she remembers more than I do, but.
Well, that's when we thought we were gonna have more, you know. Yeah, we can still do it, not
We do have
everybody,
EMS's building up.
So the
but
police
it's still
department was
emergency
supposed to give
service.
some?
well, we just thought this, yeah, we thought we were gonna be dividing it more ways.
Yeah.
Cause like the sheriff's department, Whitney, they don't have a lot of SPOS.
Right.
But we do have a lot built up in EMS.
But we do have a lot of EMS, so it may not be equally out of
Right.
everyone, so. But yeah, SPOS is where we're gonna take it out of, but we may have to just do it percentages.
Okay.
Sheriff's office being the most.
So it's gonna be between EMS,
EMS,
Sheriff Department,
EMA,
EMA.
And
E911.
all the
Okay.
county
Yeah.
departments.
The city said that they were going to chip in, but they have told us today that they are not.
They're not.
So,
So we will figure out a way to get it paid out of SPOS.
all right, so we need a motion to
Paid out of SPOS.
pay it out of SPOS and send
A
the check to the,
To the
for
vendor.
the,
Yes,
what you call it, mobile command center?
yes.
With a letter.
And then you guys are gonna they're gonna pay it back by percentages. How are you gonna come up with those percentages?
She'll look at their
She'll have to
SPOS
look and
numbers.
see what,
see
how
which
much
one.
money they got
Yeah,
in
she'll
there.
look at- Because like I told y'all, I mean, we're sitting on EMS. EMS is constantly building. Yes, whenever Smile Flight needs an ambulance, we agreed to pay half and they agreed to pay half. But I mean, it's just constantly building. So there's enough in there that SPOS can take most of the hit anyway. and then take a little bit like the sheriff, he don't wanna give nothing up, but, you know.
Please don't.
Come on, Sheriff.
He wants to do the right thing, I
You
can
got-
tell.
I mean,
I can
Come
tell
on
he
now.
does.
But I mean, you know, we could figure out their percentages and then just whatever's EMS is left over.
Okay.
I can line it up with Miss Debbie, I'll get the spare key. You,
Yeah, absolutely.
You gonna put one of them in-car computers in that thing too? One of your computers?
I just need my patrol to have them.
That it?
Did you tell them about the excess property that we got?
Did y'all make a motion?
I ain't heard nobody make a motion yet.
We didn't make a motion.
I ain't heard nobody make a motion yet.
Hang on.
I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Now she can breathe, now she can breathe. now.
Yeah.
The military surplus.
No, I hadn't. If you wanna go ahead and talk to them about that.
Oh,
I got something.
I forgot to tell Doug to mention that we're putting on the agenda for,
Come on up, we can't hardly hear you.
Yeah, you speak up.
Me and my patrol captain went up to the state patrol headquarters and took, I can't remember what the acronym is for it, but the sheriff's office has now been approved to receive military surplus. There's, you know, parameters on it, we can't do no tanks or nothing, but, our goal is to get patrol rifles. Majority of what we use is our personal as far as, duty weapons, we'll get that. Generators,
We got motor graders.
there is some of that stuff on there. But it'll relieve us as far as having to come with the money to try to purchase assault weapons or assault rifles, you know, for the patrol deputies. Like I said, generators, some of the equipment after 365 days, it rolls off to the agency and then we'll be able to surplus it. There's a lot of sheriff's offices that use it as far as giving enough money to buy, you know, other equipment such as vests and, you know, different things like that.
You mentioned generators. Do you know what size? I mean, we got a bunch of buildings that use them.
They're pretty big, they're military grade, there's just not no little ones.
We need to find
They
out
probably
what we
20
need.
KW a bigger problem, ain't it?
Yeah. The deal is I have to be able to justify this for the sheriff's office, so like the courthouse, for example, being that we have an office there, you know, we'll be able to place it
Paid if
there.
this office goes
So
down.
you can also, so y'all can look out your door and see this building, so that's justification for a generator. You can make it happen.
Any other questions?
Andy, you got anything?
While we're on the road department, I'd like to, mention one thing. I want to tell you that I really appreciate all the changes been made, the little texts you sent out each morning, letting us know what's going on and everything. That's really been a big help. I'm green at this and I don't really know how everything's going on, but I understand that's a new deal there and I really appreciate that. But there's one thing I'd like to, ask you as the road superintendent, you and Shelley to get together and do, is to get together with you and her and the employees, and let's figure out a plan that we can get together on about getting our roads, dirt roads in Miller County, reclaim them, get them back in good shape. Because there's, well, you hear it, like I do, folks, about, and legitimate complaints that needs to go on. But I'd like for y'all to get a plan together with a definitive timeline and benchmarks about when we're gonna get the roads, the limb cutters, the ditches mowed, get the ditches pulled, and get the roads crowned, and let's get an objective to be working towards. Because if you don't have a goal, you ain't gonna never get nowhere. So I'm gonna challenge y'all to get together and have a plan, and if you need to talk to other counties or to the Golden Triangle or whatever, and just work within our budget constraints, and let's try to figure out how we can make this county better for our citizens and our taxpayers, because I know you hear it like I do, and I want us to, instead of focusing on the problem, let's find a solution to it. And if you can get it together, by next commissioner meeting, and we can sit here and discuss it and see what we can come up with. I appreciate if you do that, Andy, I really.
I will.
And I want you to know that I'm not fussing at you, but I appreciate all the changes, and we're going in a good direction. They just keep it going. That's what I'm talking about.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Anything?
No, we're good.
Well, they mumbling over there. What-
No, I'm.
You're done?
I'm just asking.
What?
The one that y'all liked.
The ones that y'all like.
I think we're
Are
gonna
you
talk,
sure?
No,
We're gonna
we're
talk
gonna-
more to
we're
it.
gonna
Yeah,
talk
we're
more
gonna
about
talk them all. Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Anything else? I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I second.
All in favor? Aye.